So I know your channel is all about women's empowerment and self-love. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So, what I would like to say is there are some instances where things are not absolute and they can be compared to and or related to specific things. Okay. So, with that said, do you think there are any instances where self-love isn't applicable?
Sorry, say again, as in what's not applicable to what?
To self-love, because you're all about self-love. So I'm wondering, is there some instances where we shouldn't use self-love? Because sometimes when I have to love somebody else, I might have to make a sacrifice in order
Right.
to love them, right? So it's either
Yeah,
I could
yeah.
put my self-love first and put my wants and my desires first and ignore what they want. Because
Mm,
in my experience, when I have a girlfriend and I realize there are some things that she wants at the expense of my joy, I wouldn't
yeah.
mind doing it because it's not that much of a big deal. Even though I might be slightly disturbed or it might be a slight inconvenience, I will still do it for her. So
Mm-hmm.
that is what I mean.
Okay, so I know a lot of people might think self-love, too much self-love is selfish. Okay,
Right. Yes. Yes.
let me differentiate the two. Okay,
Right.
now selfish is when, yes, when you do things for your own benefit, right? So from you just taking and using and abusing the other person for your own benefit. So let's say, for example,
Right.
I don't know, like I can't think of the top of my head, but basically using that person to keep you always taking, maybe using their time, always want use someone to help you do something all the time. Let's say the help all the time, but without you even giving back. So you're always taking. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just for
Mm-hmm.
yourself to go to move forward and to benefit from it. That's selfish. Self love is, people think it's selfish because people think like, oh, you're just putting yourself first, but it's more like you're actually filling your own cup, so you can become the best version of yourself to be able to fill other people's cup, and
Mm-hmm.
also show the best version, become the best version of yourself for other people. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're not happy, how can you even be, like, to make other people happy? Let's just say, for example, if you're not healthy, let's say, I don't know, if you're not fit to do certain things, right? How can you sort of do your best for other people, if that makes sense?
It's like a saying that goes, you can't serve tea with an empty pot.
Exactly. You got to fill your own cup first. How can you pour
Right.
into other people's cup when you're not, when your cup is not even full?
Yeah, but I would like to add on to that. So, for example, taking care of a pet. A pet doesn't really do anything for you, or taking care of a plant, doesn't really do anything for you. So there are some cases where, for me, even me, where when I could take care of somebody, I feel joy, right? So I feel
Mm,
better about myself just by the act of service. I
mm,
don't have everything in my life is not associated to gain. There are some things in my life where I have absolutely nothing to gain, but just to give. And I think the act of giving and the act of giving love is kind of like, filling your pot, so to speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. No, I agree. So, but it gets to a certain extent where be careful with, you're not over giving where you don't even have no more to give. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
And also
right.
there's a difference where, well, some people are people pleasing because they're afraid to say no, because if they say no, then they're scared that, oh, that person may no longer like him, or maybe they upset someone or whatnot and things like that. But so they're always forgetting their own needs, their own desire, by just saying yes to everything, when they deep down inside they know it doesn't work for them, it doesn't align with them, and it's actually not working for them. So there's a
Mm-hmm.
difference. Yes, and unless you actually happily and it's aligned with you, and you want to help someone, give whatever you're doing, then obviously then yeah. But if you deep down inside, oh, you know what, to be honest, it doesn't align with me, and you sort of like trying to sacrifice certain things to give when you know it's not working for you, then that's a different,
Mm-hmm.
then that's a difference. You know what I mean? Then you're not honoring yourself. Yeah.
So I've heard the word like self-love all of my life, but I have never really taken it on. I don't think I've practiced self-love. Maybe I've done it like automatically, right?
Mm,
And when I stumbled upon your page, it made me start to think about it more. So in your
yeah.
opinion, how can people love themselves better? Is there like a specific technique you do, or is there like step one, step two, step three? I don't know. How does it work? Or like, what,
Okay.
you're the expert here. I'm no expert, so this is why I'm interviewing you,
Yeah.
right? So what's your advice on that? So let's say me,
Okay.
right? Oh, I don't know how to self love, so please, sensei, teach me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Self-love, you know what? The word self-love, I think it's become like a buzzword and people are now overthinking it. Okay, what is self-love? Now, some people there's I would say there's different levels. It's a journey. Okay.
It's a journey.
So
Okay.
it's a journey. So for me, like I always say I started my self-love journey in 2020. And the person I am today, the way I love myself is so different back in 2020. So now I would say the way I love myself is that I honor my desires, honor my needs. So if something I listen to my body. If my body is not feeling great, or maybe I'll tune into emotions and my feelings. For example, this does not feel good. I'm not sure about this, then I won't do it. That makes sense. So
Yeah.
that's basically, yeah.
I
So
get you.
listening to myself. So anyway, but answering your question, how do you start? So first of all is you need to accept. So there's different ways. So self-acceptance, accept who you are, meaning your past, your flaws. Because a lot of times we judge ourselves. For example, like saying, I don't know, we might have done some mistakes in the in our past, and then we really can't let go. We judge ourselves because for not, or it could even be maybe you done some sort of some something really bad, I don't know, like crime or something like that, and you can't let go of that, so you're judging yourself. I don't know if it's extreme actually,
No, it's fine.
but
Yeah,
it's yeah,
I'm following. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but accepting that. So self-acceptance is one of the ways to start your self-love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And okay, you know what? Let me just put this. Let me break it down. So there's an easy. I say easier, but it's not. It's not like that. It's like a game. But easier. The easiest sort of service level is basically saying, affirmations. I usually say to people, the beginners, or not beginners, but people who are just starting the journey, start
Mm-hmm.
with like affirmations, saying like, oh, I'm beautiful, I'm enough, all that kind of whatever, or enough, I'm intelligent, all of that kind of stuff. Because believe it or not, some people struggle with that. One of my clients, my coaching client, I gave her a task to write these affirmations daily, and she said to me she finds it hard because she doesn't believe in it. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm.
so basically, there's this different way. So, but I said to her, you have to. Although affirmations don't mean anything if you don't mean it, obviously, but to start off with, write it just to program your brain to get used to hearing it. Because if
Yeah.
you don't, do you know what I mean?
I've heard that
And
before,
then
actually.
yeah. So once you've done that, like affirmations, and I'll say, so for example, start having boundaries for yourself and for other people.
Mm-hmm.
So a simple one, you probably heard of this. A very common one is putting your phone on do not disturb for a day or something for a couple of hours.
Mine's always on to not disturb.
Okay. Yeah. But some people like they struggle. Do you know what I mean? Some people struggle with that. Some people are like, oh
All
no, what
right.
if I get a call? Da, 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 like that. So everyone has different struggles. Everyone, some. So for example, like you said, I think you said this earlier. You're practicing self love without realizing.
Maybe
So
I'm not sure. I just think so
yeah,
because I never had a problem. Anyway, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, there's different levels really. So for example, some people. The reason I say they're different levels because let's say I always say if you're working out, going to the gym, for example, working out, exercising, and eating healthy is an act of self-love. However, you can be eating healthy and working out doesn't mean you actually love yourself
No,
because you
that's
could,
true. Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah, because
yeah.
because you're not at peace with yourself, right?
No,
You
it
just
happened to me
hate.
actually. Like I was in the gym and my mind was somewhere else.
Mm.
So it happened to me. So I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
could
some people
relate.
are like, because some people are working out like, oh, I hate the way I look. I need to work
Mm-mm.
out more to become this person, but they're not even accepting who they are for now. So I mean, so there's a difference. So yes,
Mm.
although working out is an act of self love, but there could
Mm-hmm.
be also the other end where you just don't love yourself. Because I used to be a personal trainer. I used to have a client. She had like the dream body, like every woman would die for to have, right? But she did not like herself. She used to come to me every single week and be like, "Oh my God, Celia, I had so much to eat over the weekend. I put on so much weight, blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. Like I still got this bit, da, da, da." And I said to her, I was like, "There's nothing wrong with you." And she went to get liposuction. She went to get lip filler done. She literally have everything. Look, listen, no judgment for those people who are injecting all this, doing work
Yeah,
on yourself,
yeah, yeah.
right? But there's a line. When you get doing too much, you're addicted to it. You're not liking yourself. You're hating yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Okay,
So
so do you think people who do surgery also is not practicing self-love? I mean, maybe like a mole that's kind of big, or didn't
yeah,
ears is too big. I mean, just slight minor changes. Do
there's
you believe people are like that are not doing
so
self-love?
okay. So there's like this is a very sensitive thing stuff. There's a fine line, right?
True, you have
So
to be careful, right? I
yeah,
could see, I could see it.
I get. Thing is, okay. Let's take skincare for example, like facial and anti-aging cream. Okay, I'm not
Okay.
saying you shouldn't be taking care of yourself. Self-care is important, okay? But okay, fair enough, you're injecting Botox, whatnot. Okay, fine. I get, we
Mm.
want to always look youthful and things like that. But personally, I just think like you're injecting these toxin into your body. Why
Right.
would you do that to your body? Do you know what I mean? Why don't you just invest more money in like creams and stuff like that? Maybe do more massages and that. There's just so many techniques these days where you can just sort of like prevent lines or whatnot, things like that. Take care of your skin. And yes, you probably think, oh, but I really don't want no wrinkles or whatnot, things like that. But maybe first of all, embrace the aging process. I know it's easier said than
Yeah,
done, especially
yeah, of course,
as
right.
women.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think when you constantly having to inject stuff into your face, it's like, do you really hate the way you look that much? I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
a little enhancement on the lips, fine. Because
Right.
I have friends who do it, but they don't overdo it. They just want a little plump, cool. Like, it's just like makeup. You want to use makeup to enhance certain features. I think is, I mean, I don't really do makeup because I don't know how to do it, but I do like makeup. I think it does enhance your feature, make you look. It can give you sort of like can give you that sassy look or whatever look you're trying to go for. But again, it's the intention behind it. If your intention is because you really hate yourself, then that's different. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
No, no,
If that answers the
I
question.
understand. I understand. So moving on to the next topic, I noticed you don't only speak about self-love and woman empowerment. You also speak a lot about dating and
Mm.
relationships, right?
Yeah.
So I saw a video of yours where I saw you speaking about relationships and intentions. I don't know which video particularly, but I personally don't think there should be any intentions at all, and I'll explain. So
What do
depending,
you mean? So when I said it as an intention.
maybe it's you or some like the lady in the video who was interviewing you, but just bear with me for now,
Okay.
if you
Okay.
understand. Okay, so
Okay.
depending on the person, if they would like to have intentions, that's fine, right? But for me, having no intentions at all is beautiful and easier. So what I mean by intentions is like a certain direction, how the relationship should be, because everybody
Mm.
have an idea and a certain set of rules of expectations of what the relationship should be. I have an
Mm.
idea when I'm in a relationship with a girl or a guy, he should do this and the woman should do this. That's what I mean by intentions and expectation.
Right. Okay.
All right. So when we are friends with someone,
Yeah.
at least for me, I've got no intentions or expectations of them. Whatever happens,
Okay. Of course.
happens. I don't declare our friendship or write it down on a piece of paper. It's purely organic, right? The best friendships I've ever made were due to not thinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
Any thinking required would be in the moment based on circumstance, and we would both deal with it in that moment. So do you did it ring a bell on that specific video you spoke to that specific person about intentions? I can't remember
Do you mean? Do
which
you mean?
video.
Do you mean expectation? Like what? I don't. I know. It doesn't ring a
Oh,
bell because
really?
I.
Okay, well, I did some homework. I watched some of your videos before the interview, but yeah, if you can't remember, that's fine. But you don't need to remember. You could just answer right now
Mm,
based
mm,
on what
mm.
I say. So for
Yeah.
you, I think it was a guy saying, "Oh, the guy should pay, and he has to be masculine, and
Oh, okay. To 50-50. Yeah. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe that one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Don't
Yeah.
quote me on it. I think it's that
Mm.
one. But yeah. So what's your take on having intentions in a relationship, or you just go with the flow? Like all
Mm.
men are
Mm.
different, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
of them are not going to be the same. So what's your take
Yeah.
on that?
So do you mean like what's my thought on the masculinity and femininity, or
Having intentions in a relationship, like this is how the relationship should be, and if it's not
okay,
like this, then
okay,
fuck you all.
okay, okay, okay,
Right? It's
okay.
like no
So
flexibility, so to speak. Like those kinds of guys, it's like it has to be this way, or that's it,
oh, I see what you
right?
mean.
Yeah.
Expectations, basically. Yeah, what expect in
Yeah,
a
yeah, like
relationship. So
no
yeah.
flexibility at all. It's like it must be fucking
Mm.
this way, or
Oh, okay.
So I want to know, like, what's your take on all of that?
Yeah, yeah. So okay. So first of all, let me just answer the bit about masculinity and femininity. What I expect and what I think. Basically the roles, right? The men's role and then the women's role is basically I think it's saying thank you. So I said a lot of people don't expect this, but I would consider myself a traditional, somewhat traditional woman, meaning I would happily submit to the man. And by the way,
Mm-hmm.
let me just clarify, submitting, that word for some reason has a very negative connotation. Like it almost means that when you submit, it means you have no status, you have no say, and you're weak.
No,
It
no, no,
does
no.
not
Yeah,
mean,
I don't think
yeah,
so.
it
I
does not
agree.
mean at all. Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
submit, it just means you're trusting that person to take the lead. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say, if you're my man, obviously there's a reason why I chose you to be my man, right? So that means I trust you. So I would happily submit to you because I trust you to take the lead, to take control. So I do believe, yes, the man, a healthy masculine man should be able to take control. And I would love the man to take control. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there are certain situations that I would also like to have it my way. I'd be like, babe, let me take control. So for example, so women are natural. So in terms of the feminine energy, women are creators. We are nurturers, right? And then men are providers. And so the men will provide something. I'm going to give this analogy.
Oh yeah.
The men will give you the sperm. And so as women, we receive. Receiving is a feminine power. We receive, and what do we create? We create something more powerful, which is a baby. So
Mm-hmm.
being able to receive is actually a strength because we are allowing the man to take control to give us something, and then we go and turn it to something more powerful. So answering your question, that I do think, yeah, like the woman should basically sort of trust the man to take the lead, obviously a healthy masculine. And I
Okay.
do think that the man should be the provider.
Okay.
But I get it. Some men are like, why should I be the provider? But
Right.
the thing is, I think every single man, but in nature, they would love to provide for their loved ones.
I mean, yeah, I feel like that naturally.
Yeah,
Like anytime I
exactly.
have
Yeah.
a girlfriend.
But now for some reason, I know some men are so against it, like, oh, why should we be the provider? Why can't women be the provider? And it's all like this gender war thing is going on. But I think it's like, this is what I said to one of my friends the other day. I said, men, I believe men would love to provide, would love to pay for dates or whatnot, whatever, right? But
Mm-hmm.
because of this gender war, all these toxic feminists, they come with like,
Oh, the
um,
feminists want equality. They're gonna be like, why do I need a man to pay for me? And they will get,
yeah,
they
yeah,
would like deeply be offended, like seriously
yeah.
offended.
I would, when I first heard about it, I was so confused. I was like, when someone said to me, someone's like to me, Celia, if a man said he will offered to buy you a drink, will you be offended? And I was like, huh? Why would I be offended? I think it's a compliment. Like, you basically want to buy me a drink, meaning you find me attractive, and why not free drinks? You know what I mean? But and then someone said to me, yeah, like women actually get offended by these. I'm like, had no idea there were women like this. And even when you open the
Yeah,
door for
a
me,
lot.
but when you open the door for them, they will get offended. I'm like, what?
I can open my door myself. I don't need a man to open
Yeah.
my door.
That I just think, okay, yeah, they're just that's just, yeah, a load of rubbish. But I kind of went off topic. What was I saying? Um
Okay, but when you catch your thoughts, let me just ask this. So you do believe that a guy should always pay on the first date,
on the first date.
or all dates, for that matter?
Okay, so if we
Because
are,
he's the provider, right? So that
yeah,
means you never pay. He pays alone. Is it like that? Because if he provides and he pays,
yeah.
what I'm curious about is,
Mm.
what do you do? Do you just like take from him and because
No,
any
I'll
girl,
give.
right? Like for me, I
Mm.
have a fear. Like if I date a girl and I pay, she could just secretly just use me for food, right?
Mm.
And then
Oh no,
just
100%.
and then
Yeah,
just go
yeah,
home, right? Because I have
yeah,
no
yeah,
idea what's her
yeah,
intentions, right? And how many
mm,
guys she's done that to the past, or if she's currently
yeah,
doing it. So what do I like? I provide, and that's like it's happening in your face. Like you literally know you're getting like provision for, right? I'm paying,
yeah,
but
yeah.
there's no like instantaneous recognition from the girl to me, like,
Mm,
oh, this is what I get, right? So when I pay
mm,
and I do this and I open the door, do whatever, right? It's easy to know what I'm doing, right? But
mm-hmm.
from the girl's point of view, like I'm like, what is it? Am I getting just to talk to you? Because if you're talking to me, I'm talking to you. Yeah, we both doing that, right?
Yeah,
So I'm doing something extra. But
yeah.
what is the extra the girl is doing? So yeah, please
Mm.
enlighten
So,
me.
so for me, I'm going to say me personally, right?
Yeah.
On the first date, and if the guy asks you, to be honest, even so, first of all, I don't know. I rarely ask the guy to go on a date. Let's put it this way, yeah. It's always the guy that asks me, because the reason I don't ask is because I find that very masculine. I believe it is the man. The man,
Oh.
as a man, should be the
Mm,
pursuer, right?
mm,
And courtship. I believe in all of that. That's what I'm saying. I'm traditional.
mm,
Anyway, so because they ask you, so yeah, I think the man should pay. And the reason why I do expect them to pay, because it's nothing to do with the money. For me, it's like, if obviously if I'm accepting it, I have some more interest in you, and
mm,
potentially you could lead to a relationship. So I want to know if this is a sign of you saying you sort of can show me that you're taking the lead, taking charge, and can you provide? Can you have that masculine essence in you? Does that make sense? That's why
mm,
you don't have to take me to a bougie restaurant. For me personally, you don't have to take me to a fancy restaurant. You can even take me to like a casual pizza place or whatnot, yeah. And it's all about connection. Like we can just have fun. But I just like a man who can, I know, can potentially take the lead and basically embrace that polarity, that masculine role. Anyway,
mm,
so, and what does the woman provide? For example, okay. By the way, if whether it should all every single day. So if I'm dating you, like we are actually starting to develop a relationship, um, and sometimes I personally would be like, oh, you know what, babe, let me take you out for dinner. Let me treat you. Like I want to treat you, something like that, right?
right.
Um, but I, I kind of would, if we are in a relationship, me naturally, I do feel like, yeah, you're my man, so you be taking care of things. And it's not even to abuse you. It's just like, I'm here to, I let you take the lead to be the man. And in return, what I do, if you're my man, I'll be at home. I'll treat you like a king. I would cook for you. So obviously, that's if me and you are in some sort of relationship.
Right, right.
I
But
will cook for you. I would do my, like, I'll be there for you, everything like that. I'll cook for you. I would give you massages or whatnot, things like that.
so
Yeah,
when I hear the word leading, to me it's
yeah.
very vague. What do
Okay.
you exactly mean by leading? Because when you say lead, the
Mm,
follow up sentence is paying for the meal, right? And that's the
mm,
only thing I got from you. So other than paying things for
mm,
you, what does
mm,
leading entail? Because let's say I go on a date.
mm.
How am I leading? Am I leading by choosing the place?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so
Hmm.
I lead by
Yeah.
choosing the place, right?
Yeah.
If I decide I want to sleep with the girl, I lead her into that situation. Does that count or no? Or do you decide what is okay by leading? Because I am a leader, right? So whatever I say you have to do, I'm the leader. So I
Mm,
decide, hey, I'm horny. Let's do something. And then you say no, then I don't feel like a leader anymore because you're not following me. So when you, other than like sex, like leading, when girls say I like a man who leads, but the only thing
yeah.
I hear is paying for the food or
Mm.
paying for my stuff or whatever, right? But other than like money, I'm really curious. What do you guys exactly mean by leading?
Mm. That's a very good question. So, and so for example, let me give you an example. One, like you said, organizing a day, things like that. And literally, when I walk with you, I don't want to use my brain.
Oh, I love that. No, when I have a relationship, I'm just like, just follow me. Don't ask.
Yeah,
Just come. You'll
that's what I
see.
mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to use my brain. I'm
Good.
following your lead. Like, where
Good.
we
I
going? Okay,
love
good,
that.
good.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and open door for me. Okay, let's say for example, if maybe we go on holiday. Okay, I'll be like, okay, where's the gate? Oh, I'm following you. Okay, let me come with
Oh,
you
that's
to
the
get.
best. Oh my God. I love that.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
this is what I mean, and
Yeah.
also it
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
be if we are in a serious relationship. You could even be like you. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Um. Oh, like buying something. Like, I bought this for the house. I don't need to worry about it. So let's say if I say to you, "Oh, I think we need something new in the kitchen, or maybe a new pot or something like that," and you just go to the supermarket and get it or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And I just
Mm-hmm.
does that make sense? It's
No, no,
just like
it makes sense. But just for
yeah,
me, it feels like I'm a fake leader because the woman decides this is okay to lead me in and this is not
mm,
okay to lead me in. So,
mm,
I don't really feel like a true leader when the
yeah.
follower is telling me what's okay to lead, what's not okay, right?
We
So I'm
yeah.
like, am I a leader or am I just like listening to you? You giving me permission? Okay, A, B, and C, this is okay to lead me in. E, F, and G, nobody. Right? Yeah.
Let's talk about the topic sex. You said yeah, like it's the sex, for example. So
Right.
I
First
think
date.
obviously
First date is what I mean. First date,
yeah.
going to
Okay.
dinner. I'm like, okay, after dinner, let's have fun.
I mean, like, it depends on the situation because some, I know some girls have this rule where they wouldn't do it on the first date, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of them.
And yeah. And I think also that like the man should respect whether like the lady would want to or not, right? But however, let me tell you something. Um, this is actually kind of contradicting what I just said,
It's fine.
actually.
It's fine. It
Yeah.
happens.
The women, when it comes to sex, women does lead. And I tell you what I mean. So let me tell you what. Let me
Yeah,
tell you
yeah.
why.
Right. Go ahead. Go
We are
ahead.
because we are giving you signals. We actually giving signal like if we want it, we want. Okay. Some women are forward and just jump on you. But what I'm saying is, for those some of us are subtle. We sort of start flirting with you. We might start doing certain acts, certain like gestures, like flirty behavior. That is us giving you signals that we want it. And then obviously from that, the man will then sort of interpret it and then sort of like, start maybe start kissing you or whatnot. And whether we to respond back, that's another story, obviously. But most of us, we do give you signals to be like, sort of
Mm,
flirty and all of that. And we might because the eye contact. And one of them is like, if we really want you, we're sort of looking you up and down, look at your
mm,
eyes, onto your lips. Do you know what I mean? We are actually giving you signals. And then from there, so we give
mm-hmm.
you signals, but from there you carry on, you take the lead and lead it on. Does that make sense? So you are
Yeah,
somewhat
okay, I
the
understand.
man is still somewhat leading. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say not let's not talk about sex. Let's say like a husband and wife like home. What I said earlier, I say my husband, I think we need a new pot. Let's say for example, a new frying pan.
Mm-hmm.
I've given you the signals. I say, I think we need new frying pan. Oh, no, not just think. We need a new frying pan. What does a man do? Oh, okay. Let me go take the lead and go buy something. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, yeah, I understand what you're trying to
Yeah.
say. So for me, there are two types of women in the world, right?
Mm,
And I don't know if men do this, but based on my experience with women, there's one type where they properly try to get to know you. The feelings grow slowly, and then eventually you get into a relationship, and then the
mm,
feelings from there continue to grow, and then it might turn into a kiss, and then more revealing personal things. And then there's the other type of girl where I prefer, where it's all in your face, everything on the plate, directly in front of you. Bam, here I am. Take it or leave it. If you're game or not. So for me, I prefer those kinds of girls. So what's your take on those like women who like to take things really, 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 really slow? Or do you think that, like we should go fast, we should be in a relationship and we will learn each other on the way? Because my sister's married and she said, I'm still learning about my husband. We're married, for like 10 years.
yeah.
But some people wanna get to know each other first to a certain extent.
Mm,
And then some girls are like, we just learn on the way.
mm.
So what's your take on that? I mean, I think I watched a video on you about that. I think I know your answer on it, but I want to hear it in
Okay.
live.
I've done both. I'm not gonna lie,
Oh,
I've
you're
done both.
both, a little bit of both.
I've done
Okay.
both. So when I was younger, so I was in this 9-year relationship. Me and him,
That's a long time.
me and him got together when made it official after a month. No, after 2 months. But in that period of 2 months, we probably only met up twice. Okay. And I said to him that, you know what, I'm not the kind of all the balloons. I said, I said, I'm not the kind of woman that is for fling, for hookup. I'm a woman that's into serious relationship.
Mm, mm,
So if
mm,
you're not into a relationship, like, then just forget it. And then he goes to me, no, I want something serious as well. So I
mm.
was like, okay, cool. So I never took it slow with him. I was just like, yeah, let's just get into it. Because you know what? Do you know what it is? I'm used to, so I'm millennial, isn't it? I'm a millennial, like in my 30s. So when I was younger, I'm used to hearing my friends saying, oh, I got a boyfriend now. Literally, they just met someone over the weekend and they're boyfriends, and basically they got straight, because if I like you, we like each other, we're gonna be boyfriends and girlfriends, straight into it. So
Mm.
I was kind of used to that. So that's why when I met my boyfriend at the time, I was like, yeah, I wanted something serious, so we went straight into it. And for me, it was just like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, I just get to know you as we go.
Oh,
So
right.
so for me, that was just normal, right? For me, it was normal. But it's only after I broke up with him, when I broke up with him, I was new to this dating world. I never knew about this situationship. I didn't know about this talking stage. I would just, because I was been in a relationship for so long, I was just so new to all of this. So then when I started hearing people saying, yeah, we're just getting to know each other, I'm just like, huh?
Mm,
For
mm.
how long? You still getting to know each other and you're not even official. So I was just so new to it.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah, so then I went, because I heard the reason. So then it kind of got me to thinking, okay, maybe this time I should take it slow as well, as slower. So I've done it before, but well, to be honest, I've been in situationship where we're still getting to know each other, but where I was kind of afraid to get straight into it. And I'll tell you why some women want to take it slowly. They've been hurt in the past. They're scared. They are afraid they're going to get hurt again, or maybe they have to
Mm,
start
mhm.
all of, get to know each other all over again. It's just long in it. So that's why they're just like,
But
yeah,
but
let's
but
take
for
it
me,
slow.
those kinds of girls, and when they treat me like a friend, it feels like I'm being trained to behave as a friend. And while doing that, I feel like I should stay that way. And then all of a sudden, when their feelings grow, they want to change that friendship into a relationship. So for me,
Mm,
it feels like I'm being betrayed or hijacked. It's like, whoa, what happened? I thought we were friends. Like, why? Like, can't we just stay friends? So like. Like you're training me like we're being friends, and all of a sudden
yeah,
you want a relationship. I'm like,
yeah,
we've been talking for a few months, you got me comfortable as friends, and then all of a sudden you want a relationship. I'm like,
yeah.
no, I'm dating other people, like while you were just talking to me as friends. I'm not gonna waste time on you, like
Mm,
I'm serious. To me, those girls are not serious in my opinion, because if you're really
mm,
serious, you would just go. Because if you're doing a interview and your boss said come Monday, you know what? I want to get to know your company more. I want to. No, it doesn't work like that. If you're serious about something, you just go and do it.
mm-hmm,
So let's say we
mm,
have two friends. We have Brian and Mary, right?
yeah.
And we're gonna go Disneyland, right? So we tell Brian and Mary, hey, Brian and Mary, you're gonna go Disneyland next week Monday, okay? So next week Monday comes. Mary, you ready? Not really. I'm tired. I want to go and read a book. Blah blah blah. Right? All right. Mary, not serious. Brian has his Mickey Mouse hat on. He has his Mickey Mouse T-shirt, ticket in hand. He's ready to go. Who do you think is really who really wants to go in Disneyland?
No, Brian.
Brian, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my opinion. Like all of this talking, I'm like, so what about all of your friends who you knew before me? You were talking to them. Why aren't you in a relationship with them? Right?
Mm.
So anyway, yeah. So for me, if you're like really serious about something, prove it, show it. Don't just say it, right?
You know what? Also, I think, like, to be honest, it's like they're just not into you.
Oh, I see. Okay, you think
Yeah.
that's it? You think that's it?
Well, not can't speak for everyone. I
Okay,
just believe
okay.
some women, they're just not that into you, and they just
Ah, I
probably,
see.
some women are just
Okay,
probably like, there are some women out there, they
okay.
just want to, they settle.
Oh,
So they
okay.
probably like settle, because some women want to get married, and they want to settle down and get married, but they, in their mind, they believe that they probably can't find that person that the dream man. So you know what?
Uh,
Let me just start.
settle.
Let me just
Yeah,
settle, and
yeah, right,
let
right.
me just see if I can see. Let me see if I can maybe grow the feelings, blah blah blah, things like that, and that's why. And I this is the part of self love. I said, don't, like, queens don't settle for good enough. Like, and just believe that your dream partner will come. I know some people don't believe in it, but this is the scarcity mindset. I believe you can manifest. You can really attract the dream person that you want. I believe that.
Well, if we're talking statistics, right? So, in terms of statistics, even
Yeah.
though I might want something, the pool, if it's gone, right? So certain
Mm,
women have very high expectations. A
all
guy,
right.
they might want a guy to have like a six-figure salary, right? But if
Yeah.
all those guys are already taken out of the pool and we have a box, right? And we're
Mm,
taking marbles and we put like just 10 of the blue marbles, and the blue marbles representing high value men, right? The
mm,
men that they're looking for. If they're gone, they're gone. So no matter
mm,
how much you want it, no matter how much you manifest, it's pure statistics. Not every man in the world has a
mm,
six-figure salary or whatever. So to me, when girls' expectations are so high, they're probably wondering, I can't find it. The reason why I can't find it, it doesn't
mm,
exist. It's gone. So what? Yeah, what,
mm,
what what do you think about women having like they're setting their standards too high? Because men, I don't care if she's poor, she's Burger King, she's McDonald's. I
mm.
don't care. I'll make you rich. I'll just give you a
Yeah.
job. I'll give you my
Yeah.
credit card. I'll put it in your bag, and
Mm,
you make something out of yourself. And you know what? Even if you break up with me, that thing that I gave you is going to affect your life permanently, right? And you
mm.
could still thrive off of that. So men date down or up. We don't care. I don't care if the woman's richer than me, stronger than me, faster than me, could
Mhm.
see better than me, sweat better than me. I don't give a shit.
Mm.
I just want love and I just want to be taken care
Yeah.
of. I just want to be happy. I just want to like
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
memories with somebody. But women, like if they reach, let's say they have $500,000, right? They
Yeah.
reach that mark. They be like, I'm not dating any guy who's making less. I'm only gonna date a guy who's making the same amount of me or more.
Mm.
But the more successful a woman gets is the smaller her options get, right?
Well, I mean, well, if that woman wants if that woman is like, I want a man that is this, then yeah, she's restricting her options.
Oh,
But
I see.
but
Yeah.
for me, I I wouldn't even come with that energy thinking I can't I don't want to date a man that earns less than me, because then I'm coming with that energy. Why am I creating that theory that I'm going to attract a guy that would earn less than me? I don't know if that makes sense.
Eh, eh,
I'm not going to even focus on that because I want love, I focus on love, and I don't care. So I know some women want like 6 foot guy, whatnot, all of that kind of stuff, right?
so when you say you focus on love, even though the love is coming from a poor guy, it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. So let me tell you something. So there's a difference. Some people are like, okay, but love is not gonna pay your bills. Yes. However, let me just this is how I think, right? There's a difference between a man who's ambitious, who don't have the money yet, but he's ambitious, and there's a man who no ambitious, he's poor, he's a comfortable. But if I know that man is working hard towards to do something like that, I see he's doing all of that, then yeah, like if you meet, and only if me and him obviously have the same values and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
same more, and we connect, then yeah, then I'll be there for him, because I've dated guys who are poor.
Okay, so you personally, you don't give a shit. I don't know if you could say that on YouTube, but yeah, you don't care at all about that. You purely focus on the personality and love and what they could
Yeah,
bring
and
in that aspect, correct?
yeah, and then
Uh,
if they're like, if yeah, they can hold space for me. Because let me tell you something. The old me, I used to be adamant. Nah, I've got to have a guy, because I'm 5'6", right? I need to have a guy at least 6 foot. So I used to be that girl, has to be at least 6 foot, okay?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And basically, like women always go, oh, my type, my type, my type. It could be because of the age and maturity, but my last relationship, he was a little bit shorter than me. I would say he's probably 5'5", a little bit shorter than me.
Right.
But let me tell
Mm.
you something. I fell in love with this guy that I didn't even see. This height thing did not, if I didn't even see it. I don't know if that makes sense. I just saw him for who he was. His humility is what made me fell in love with him. His humility, his drive, his ambitious, his masculine essence was what I fell
Mm-hmm,
in love with. I just
mm-hmm.
found him so attractive. His height was not even a thing. I didn't even see. Like, okay, don't get me wrong. I know he's a bit like my height, but it's more like I'm this type thing did not even exist for me. Like I understood what it means to be. I understood, and that moment when I met him, I understood what it means to fall in love with someone for who they are,
Right.
as opposed to focus on, nah, I don't want to be with him, although he's ticking other boxes, but I don't want to be with him because he doesn't tick this box as because he's not tall enough. No, for me, it was all about him as a person. I fell in love with him as a person. He wasn't rich,
Mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
he was ambitious, and because we're both entrepreneurs, and you know what? That's something I like it when a man is entrepreneur. He has a purpose. A man with a purpose is sexy. Is what I love. I
Right.
will, yeah. So if I know he's as a man with a purpose right now, yes, you may not have the money, whatnot. Like we ride it through because I come from the era of ride or die era. I don't know
Yeah,
if you listen to
I mean,
R and B
no,
back in
I get it,
yeah.
but this modern relationships, the slightest inconvenience, people are just breaking up, right? They're like, oh, this is not,
Mm,
you do something I don't like, okay, boom,
yeah.
done. So,
Easy, isn't it? Like, yeah,
yeah,
there's this
because
thing.
the
Yeah.
girls know that they could just find a replacement guy, at the snap of
Mm,
a fingers, right? Because their DMs are full. So,
mm. Not
eh,
for me. I don't
eh,
believe that because I
bec-
think it depends. It
no,
depends on their personality. Because for
no,
me, I really care about the chemistry and compatibility and the value. And I am someone that I want a man that is conscious and spiritual. So although like without being sounding arrogant, I do have a lot of people in my DMs, but I just know they're not it. So I don't even feel like I don't even feel like I've got options. I don't feel like I have options to be honest with you.
mm-hmm.
And so that all their options are more like I want to be able to connect with someone is who I connect with on a spiritual level.
But
I
from
don't know if that makes sense.
a guy's perspective, it's kind of scary, isn't it? Because I know that if like let's pretend me and you are dating, I know you could disqualify me very easily, and you could replace me tonight if you really wanted to, right?
Mm,
You could replace me
mm,
tomorrow. But for a guy, we have to work like really, really, really hard in order to just get one date. So for a guy, it's kind of like walking on eggshells. But for a woman, it's more like, okay, whatever. I can be how I want. I could say what I want. It's like no really like large consequence for them because the replaceability factor is there. So don't you think for men in dating, it might be a little more like nerve-wracking and scary because you know how hard men have to work in order to like win a woman's approval over. And if we don't
mm,
win her approval over, God knows when we're gonna get a next date, right? But for women on the other hand, let's say we dating and it doesn't work out, you could literally grab your phone right fucking now and be like, hey, Brian,
mm,
pick me up, Tom, pick me up. And you could do that, right? But man, we don't have the
mm.
power to do that. So in your opinion, Igor, what do you think about, the expendability factor of men and women
Mm.
disqualifying them because they know they could, right?
You know what? I sympathize with men. You know, like I know it is a lot for for you guys to be men. It's a lot to be a man. I know it.
Yeah.
um, what do I think of it? Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
Don't you
Like,
think it's pretty scary for a guy? Because
yeah.
if
Okay.
we're dating, right? Because I know
Mm,
if you really wanted to, you could find 100 of me in like a snap of a finger,
mm,
right? But
mm.
oppositely, like I can't, right? So when you go on a date, do you keep that into account that I should kind of like respect him equally. I shouldn't just dismiss him, even though I know I could replace him like very very quickly.
Well, I think everyone should have respect for everyone,
Right.
regardless.
Right. Right. So
Yeah.
you don't go
We
in the situation where all high and mighty, like, okay, if this guy pisses me off in any slightest way, bye bye. Not like that, right?
No, not like that. Like if I
Okay. Okay.
no. Well, personally, for me, no, no. Like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think you should respect every single human being. You know.
Because naturally, the more you get, the more picky you get, right? Because let's say starving people in Africa, right? Even
Yeah.
if I give that kid something he really, really hates, he doesn't like, he's gonna eat it, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
naturally, like for women, when you have all of these options, you could pick what eyebrow shape that the guy has, what nose he has,
oh,
how high he has, what kind of cologne he wears, what brand
mm,
underwear. Like you have the ability to do that, right? But
yeah.
even me, like if I was like some super rich guy,
Mm,
I know I would do that. I would like sim pick my girl out because I have the ability to do that, right? But
mm-hmm,
so I think I don't blame women honestly because you guys have the option. So why not explore it, right? You want the best of the best, so
mm,
why not do it? But I'm just saying, that's a reality between men and women.
mm. But you say that, but don't men think they have option either? Don't men be like, okay, no, don't men go on dates and eliminate?
Oh, it depends. I mean, the average guy, I don't think they have the ability to do it. Maybe like the kind of like a chads, like the
Yeah.
upper echelon of
Mm,
guys,
mm.
Yeah, like I think
Uh,
guys like I don't know. You probably know these guys personally because I know you're super pop. But like Andrew Tate or something, for example,
yeah.
like those kind of guys. Yeah, like they could like pick and choose. But if a woman gets those kinds of guys, like what would you want them anyway? Because those kind, like, think about it. They know they can get any girl that they want, right? But a
Mm-hmm.
lower guy can't. So technically, he's loyal to you by default, in a sense, because he can't get
Mm.
as many girls as like those chads have. So for you, in your opinion, if you know the guy is like super famous, super popular, it's not like a kind of like a deterrent. Like you might not want to date that guy because all of the girls he's been like fooling around with, in contrast to
Mm-hmm.
a lower class guy where he can't get any girls.
Mm. So first of all, I let's say I want to talk about the men first of all. You said, oh, men, oh, maybe if they're famous, they think they know they can get any girls. Or an average guy, first of all, then the guy needs to work on his confidence. He needs to work on himself.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you believe you can't get girls? Work on your confidence. Work on your self love. Once you get to know yourself, when you know your worth. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
knowing your worth is you determine your own worth. Once you
Mm-hmm.
know yourself, that confidence will come. You don't need
Mm-hmm.
to be afraid of that. You won't be able to find the woman that you want.
Mm.
The reason why you keep thinking, oh, I'm scared, or what if I can't find a girl? First of all, you have a scarcity mindset, and first and second of all, you just don't see the potential. You're self-sabotaging, right?
Okay. You think it's based on confidence and not the guy
Mm,
being average?
no,
Oh, okay. So you
I
think?
know.
Oh,
I have seen,
I see.
I have seen guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully,
Mm-hmm.
who's not like the most good-looking guy at all,
Mm-hmm.
but they're
Mm-hmm.
confident. They get girls because they're
Oh,
confident.
really? Okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
don't. You don't have to be the freaking most good-looking guy. Like as long as you got the confident and the masculine. Me personally, masculinity, the masculine energy and the confidence, you can get any girls. You don't have to be freaking like model looking. No.
Oh, really? Okay. So it's not
Yeah.
just an exception to the case. Like, well, this guy just happened to get lucky. This guy happened to win the lottery. So you think it's based on his personality, what he does, the confidence, his swagger, the way he talks, his humor, plays a
Mm,
role into getting more
yes.
beautiful girls. And you believe that?
I believe that. Like,
Okay. All right.
because I've seen it. I
Oh, yeah,
said,
I know. Yeah, I'm just
yeah,
asking. I'm not doubting you.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just want to get it right. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like, let's say
okay.
for example, let's say for example, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
He's he's quite short, right? And then people think, oh, how the hell did he get his, I don't know. I mean, I'm just zooming here. Like he's funny, and if he's confident, I believe he's confident, but he's funny, and then I believe he probably can get lots of girls because he's funny. Just is an example. I don't know if that's a good example, but
I think it's because he's
again,
rich. And he has clothes. Yeah. No,
okay,
but
yeah,
I understand what you mean, though. I understand what you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I've seen guys who like as in friends from my circle, not respectfully, not the most good looking guy, but they can always get good looking girls
Okay.
because they are
Oh,
confident. Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay. But it's a limit, right? I mean, to how you look and how confident you can be, right? I mean, if
Oh, confident without being arrogant. That's difference. You can be confident, not arrogant.
no,
That's
no,
the
no.
difference.
What I mean by a limit in terms of like a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, and once a guy passes like a 4, 3, there's only so much confidence could get you, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Because if he's like a 2 or 3, no matter how much confidence you have, if the physical attraction isn't there, right?
I mean,
There's a
I
limit,
guess
right?
so.
There's a limit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah, but like I said, like I've seen, and then I've seen like the
Yeah,
guys,
right. But I understand what
yeah,
you mean. Yeah.
yeah.
But by the way, did you hear the story? I think I saw it yesterday about Kevin Hart and P Diddy. The story with both of them.
No.
You didn't hear about it. So I've read. I think it was yesterday that they found tapes where Kevin Hart was at the pool parties or was associated with P Diddy and those like secret things. Yeah, I don't know if you keep up with like entertainment news or whatever.
A
Have
little
you?
bit, not too
Oh,
much.
you're
No,
not really into
no,
that. Okay.
no.
All right. So I have to go soon, but last question for you, right?
Mm,
So we spoke about everything except woman empowerment, right?
okay.
So I have 4 sisters. All of them are older. So I grew up in a feminist kind of environment, right?
Yeah.
So I trust me, I've lived that life. I've
Yeah.
lived with four sisters and my mom. So what I want to ask you is, if we took the word woman out
Yeah.
of the sentence, or the phrase, woman empowerment, do you think that could translate and transcribe into men also, or do you think woman empowerment is solely and strictly only for women and men can't learn from it?
Okay, so I'm trying to understand a question, but okay, let me just explain to you what women empowerment to me means. Okay, now when people say women empowerment, a lot of people are thinking, especially men, they're thinking, because when I said I'm all about women empowerment, some men was like to me, "Oh, are you about men bashing, anti-men, like basically
I
women? I
know.
don't need
Yeah,
it,
yeah, they get on
right?"
the defensive right away, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I said, no. For me, woman empowerment just means the woman finding her power, being as
Mm-hmm.
a woman,
Mm-hmm.
meaning have the courage to embrace, for me anyway, embrace your sensuality, your femininity. Understand embracing your femininity is actually strength. Yeah, it's a power in there. And empowerment meaning also believing in yourself that you can absolutely get what you want in life and things like that. Basically, have the confidence. Empower women to love themselves, build that loving relationship with yourself, just have confidence, internal confidence. So empowerment
Mm.
just basically, build your internal confidence. And can men learn from that? Yeah, men can absolutely learn from
Yeah, so
that.
that's what I mean, because everyone says woman
Yeah,
empowerment, but when I
yeah,
hear women
yeah,
empowering each other, I'm
yeah,
like, I could use that too,
yeah,
if it's like I could relate to that. But
yeah.
that is what my question meant earlier. Like, is the advice that you give for women when you're speaking about women empowerment only
Mm,
designed and is applicable to women
mm.
only, or do you think the advice you give women to empower women can be used by men too?
You be used men because I tell you why.
Right? Yeah.
I've actually have men messaging me saying like your I really like your content. It is actually helping me helping my relationship with my daughter, with my wife and my sister,
Mm, mm,
you know. And because I talk about femininity and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, you're making me understand like about this and this and this, so basically how women think and all of that, and helping me in fact I've actually got a guy. He says to me that he sends my content to his daughter, who is a teenage daughter.
oh, okay. That probably made
Yeah,
you
so
feel really good.
yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
and he listens to my podcast and all of that. So, yeah, for my stuff, well, my stuff anyway. Yeah, men can also is applicable to men as well, because also I talk about mindset. I talk about a lot about you can absolutely get what you want in life if you really want something. You are the
Mm,
creator of your life. You are the creator of your life. If you really want something, just go for it. Things like that. Have the courage to get what it is that you want. I mean, that's men. That's for men as well. It's not just for women.
yeah.